Hi, boys and girls, and welcome to our next math lesson, Add Tens and Ones. But before we begin, I would like you to please have your materials ready. Your math workbook, whiteboard, marker, pencil, workmat 7, which you may have in the back of your book. You can tear that out, and your base 10 blocks. So if you need time to get those materials, pause and then come back. All right, so today our lesson about add tens and ones is helping us work towards our essential question to be able to answer, how can I add and subtract two-digit numbers? Okay, so here we go. Let's start with a little math warm-up. Ben had 10 toy cars. He got 10 more cars. How many toy cars does Ben have now? And if you said 20, you are correct. Good job. All right, so we are going to start with a math investigation, and this is similar to the layout of your workmat 7. There are columns for tens and ones, okay? So right here, I've started it to save a little time for us. It says add 45 plus 4. Place objects into the workmat to model each number you are adding. So I've already started with 45. Oh, let's see. This one's wrong. Throw this out. And this is why it's always a good idea to count before you continue. 1, 2, 3, 4. You only need 4 tens. Okay. And 5 ones. 45 right here. 4 tens, 5 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then it says to add 4. Now that is ones, 4 ones. So now this is where I'm going to take my 4 ones and put them into the ones column. Okay. Now we want to know, and like I've shown you before, this is what the number looks like when it's together, the 45 plus the 4. So let's see how many tens there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, because we did not add any tens to that, correct? So right here I'm going to write 4 tens, and now let's see how many ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 45 plus 4 equals 49. Okay? All right, let's look at our next. Now here's the same tens and ones columns, but this time they have used numbers instead of objects. There are 63 flamingos in a lake. 5 more flamingos land in the lake. How many flamingos are there in all? Write the numbers into the workmat to add. Use objects to model the problem if needed. Now, as I have said many times, you always begin addition from the right in a math sentence when it is vertical, always. So 3 plus 5, what's 3 plus 5? Oh, I hear some of you telling me 8. Okay, sloppy, but it's neat enough. 6 plus, this means 0. We don't have to write 0, but when there's nothing here, it's considered a 0, is 6. So there are 68 flamingos in all. Okay? Okay. Now, I would like you to open up, excuse me, your math workbook to page 459. And if you need to, pause the video until you get to that page. Okay. All right, pool time. Oh boy, I think a lot of us are just about ready for that, at least for warmer weather. Okay, so here are the directions. Now this is when you're going to need your rods and your cubes. Have those nearby, okay? And your pencil. Use rods and cubes. That means you're going to lay it on your book. There are 24 children in a swimming pool. All right, think about what 24 is. 2 tens, 4 ones. Okay? So 3 more children get in. How many children are in the pool in all? All right, and then after you've used those cubes and rods, all right, you should draw pictures of them here. So as I've done in the past recently, I am going to just draw. So rather than you can do the rods and the cubes, but then make sure you draw it in your book so that when you look back in your math book, you'll see what it is you did. All right, so 24, there are 2 10s, okay, and 4 1s. 1, 2, I just like doing this because it's quicker. 3, 4. Okay, 3 more children get in. So that's ones. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I know. Some of you already have the answer, don't you? All right. Now, before we talk about what the solution is, I have to fill in my addition number sentence. The first number I used was 24. All right. And then I added 3 more because 3 more children went in the pool. All right. So now 2 10s and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ones. So there are 27 children. I'd like you to pause and explain to someone nearby, your adult helper or friend, how you used your materials to get that answer. Okay, let's go on to see and show. So now with the see and show, you see a lot of the steps that we have done, okay? So it says, helpful hint, add the ones, 5 plus 2, I'm sorry, 5 ones plus 2 ones equals 7 ones. The sum is 7 10s, and I'm not looking at the sum is 2 10s and 7 ones, or 27. So here's the step. You're going to show each number first. Notice how they did that. That's what they're doing. They're showing what we did in 3 steps. All right, to find 25 plus 2, add the ones, then add the 10s. So here are the rods and the cubes. You've counted the ones, all right, because the addition sentence says 25, 2, 5, 2 10s, 5 ones, plus 2. Then, as I've said many times, you start with the ones column on the right and add it, and that's a 7. And then you move to the 10s and you have 2 10s. And then you get your answer. So we've done this, but they're breaking it down into steps, which is very helpful. All right. So for this, you can use your work mat to help you, if you like, all right, to add numbers. If you don't use it because you say, oh, I can use it in my head, all right, and do it in my head, that's fine. But remember, I always say, check your work. It's not a bad thing to check your work, okay? And notice that just because a number has 10s and 1s and the other one only has 1s, doesn't mean it has to be on the top. This addition number sentence probably said 6 plus 40, okay? And they wrote it the way it would have been put into a math sentence. So pause now, solve it, and come back for the solution. Okay, here you go. 3 plus 4 is 7, and then to 1. Now, again, as we've talked about before, and I know I'm repeating myself, but I'd just like to let you know that this is where you have printed your answer in the box at the bottom, okay? They just show it beneath it, okay? All right, let's move on. All right. They would like you, did we miss one? 1, 2, 3, because it looks, all right, there's that. And here we go. For some reason, it went ahead. All right, nope, we didn't. Now we're down to explain how you add 10s and 1s. Turn to someone and explain, how do you add them? What do you add first? Okay. So you always add your ones first and then your tens. Okay, now, all right. Remember to start on the right is our little hint cloud. All right, so work on this and come back for your answers. And here you go. All right, 7, 8, and 9. This page has all of the maths. All right, solutions. Okay, 10, 11, 12. And remember, if you're not ready, just pause the video so you can correct or continue working. And the last 3. And your solutions. All right, let's move on to our problem solving. 32 children are at the library. 4 more children come to the library. How many children are at the library? Pause and solve. 36. Oliver put together 53 puzzle pieces. He added 5 more pieces. How many puzzle pieces has Oliver put together in all? 58. Which sum is more? 23 plus 6 or 23 plus 20? Let's explain that. Well, first, 23 plus 6. There's a 2-digit number and a 1-digit number. And this is 23 plus 20. Okay, so what do you think? All right. All right, 23 plus 20 equals 43. And 43 is more because there are 4 tens. Okay? 23 plus 6 equals 29. All right? There are only, type it again. There are only 2 tens in the sum. All right? Okay, boys and girls. So we will get together. We will practice this. And any questions, let me know, and we will go over it. Good job.